What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and it's time for another monthly car news roundup. And this time it is May. We've got some super cool stuff this month. It's one of the cooler ones, I have to admit. Got some pretty nice supercars, all that kind of stuff, and we've been uploading a lot more recently. So make sure to check out some of our recent videos. For example, my friend here just went car spotting in Berlin.
Yep.
And I did some stupid drifting down a mountain in a sled, which ended up with me crashing. So if you want, go check out those videos. But for now, what we're going to do is talk about all the newest cars in your monthly fix of brand new cars. All right, well, let's start with the brand new McLaren 750s. So yeah, the 720s is out and over, and it is time for the 750s.
But yeah, to be honest, it looks exactly the same.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, you can see they added a couple parts, like they added a spoiler here.
Yeah, but I don't care. It's the same car. Like the 600 series and the 700 series was a big difference, but
exactly
the 750 and the 720, you don't see a difference.
You really don't.
But yeah,
I feel like they grabbed a bunch of 720s in the factory,
probably
slapped some bits from the 765 LT onto them, like that spoiler, and that's pretty much it. And
yeah.
If I got my numbers right, the power is up 30, which isn't even that much. I mean, come on. I mean, it's not low-end power. It has 740 horsepower and 590 of torque.
And a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, yeah.
Exactly. So we've got the same carbon fiber, I think it's called a monocoque, something like that.
Monocoque.
Yeah. And about 30% of the car's components are modified from the 720s, which is quite a bit. I mean, if I remember when the 720s came out, they said it was 90% new. So you can just see that they really haven't. This is not a drastic upgrade from the 720s. Well, yeah. So another weird thing that I would like to point out is that they changed the gear ratios of the 750s. Sorry, which means that 0 to 100 is 2.8 seconds, which is exactly the same as the 720s, but 0 to 200 kilometers an hour is 7.2 seconds, which is 0.6 seconds faster than the 720s. I mean, that's it. Basically, the long and short of it is that it's the same through 0 to 100, but it's slightly faster 0 to 200. But that means, because if you ever played around with final drive, you'll know that top speed will decrease. So now the top speed is 331 kilometers an hour, not 341 kilometers an hour. Yeah.
It's $250,000.
Yeah, pretty expensive.
It's the same as 720, when I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah. It has lots of weight reduction. I think it's
definitely.
You know how much lighter it is?
I'm not sure how much lighter it is. I don't think it'll be a massive amount, honestly, considering that they haven't changed that much. They'll probably say something on this article. Yeah, and as you can see here, lightweight springs saved 2%, 2 kilos, 4% stiffer. These are tiny numbers. They really didn't change that much, you can tell.
So
they've got all the specs down here.
Not that much of a difference.
Yeah, so, yeah, if you didn't really notice the design changes, because I didn't really when I first looked at the article, longer front splitter, slightly lower bumper, I think. I don't think they had these weird circles. I think these are for the sensors, but I don't think the 720s had that many. Hang on, 720s front. Don't think it had that many. Yeah, no, you can see. Why did they do that? No, they are there. They are there, actually. It's just that I guess in this color there, they added a couple others, slightly more prominent in the orange color. Oh, no, that's something else. Yeah, so also bigger rear wing, narrower intakes, nothing too much of a difference. Well, the next thing that we have is actually a drastic difference, and it's very good because if you guys know, the 718 Boxster is powered by petrol currently, and it's going to, like, their Porsche have stopped producing it in the next models, which is rather sad, but it's going out with a bang, and this is the Porsche 718 Spyder RS. So, what are the stats on this thing?
It's a 4-liter flat 6, so like the 991 GT3.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
gonna be quick.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's gonna
very
be pretty
quick.
quick.
Its price is $150,000. It's
Oh,
quite much because a Boxer
that's quite
isn't.
a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, I think a Boxer is around 100 or I
that's
think
about the price of
90K.
a Carrera 4S.
Yeah, it has 500 horsepower and a 0
Not
to
bad.
100 in 3.4 seconds, and that's very, very, very fast for
That's
that
very
kind of
fast.
car.
Exactly. I gotta mention the design is super nice. I know probably true Porsche purists won't really be that thrilled, especially that soft top looks a bit weird if you see what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
why does it? I don't know why it looks. The proportions are a bit off, but I guess this is sort of the car that you take out in the summer, then you drive around the mountain roads,
probably.
you know, and if you want, you can take it to the track as a top-down car instead of your Miata, because your Miata is not fast around the track, even though you think it is. Even though you think even though it's pushing 198 horsepower on the dyno, you're not going around the Nürburgring as fast
Nope.
as this thing. Yeah. Anyway, it's got new wide vents, a small. This is like the ducktail spoiler. It's rather nice actually. Reminds me of those old 911s. And then also this rear bit. It looks a lot like the 911 Speedster.
A bit, yeah.
Actually, this thing is basically a mini Speedster. You can definitely see that there's some elements, especially that rear. I'm not sure what that's called, but it's sort of a mini Speedster. Like for much cheaper as well. Yeah, very very nice car. I would definitely love to take this for a drive. It'd probably be a very very fun car to drive. Anyway, let's move on. So we're into the sort of sedans, more like luxury cars now, and this is the new Mercedes E-Class.
Yeah,
What do you
it
think?
looks like the S-Class from the inside, and from the
It really
outside
does.
like the baby brother, a small brother of the S-Class again.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I don't really like it. I guess it's hybrid because I see
Yeah, 69.
tank and yeah.
Great, that's a great number, Mercedes. 69
Really
mile
nice.
EV, and how much horsepower? Up to 375 horsepower. So it's probably, I think it goes from 195 to 375 horsepower. So nothing too extreme. Gotta say, plug-in
Yeah,
hybrid is pretty nice
it's
alternative.
and it's very cheap. It's 50,000 euros. So I guess we're
That's
gonna
not
see
bad.
lots of them because everybody loves
Yeah.
the S-Class, but for most people it's too expensive, and then they gotta think, oh,
Exactly.
that's like an S-Class, so let's buy it. And yeah,
Yeah.
we probably gonna
The
see lots of
S-Class
them on
and
the
the
road.
E-Class. Yeah, the S-Class and the E-Class are really getting much closer together. This is basically just a squashed S-Class. You can see the interior. Where's the interior picture gone? Ah, yeah. Here's the interior. You can see it has that exact same, well, not the exact same screen, but it has the same screen as the EQS. And yeah, it's a very modern sort of car. I think this was when it was spotted testing. Yeah, nothing too amazing. I'm not a big
And the
fan of those
grill
lights,
looks,
honestly.
me neither. And the grill in the front looks a bit ugly. And one
Yeah.
fun fact, you can see the Mercedes logo in the taillights.
Oh.
And that's
Oh, hang on, let's see that. Oh, yes. Oh,
That's
yeah.
a small
Yeah, that is the Mercedes logo.
detail.
That's a nice detail. I like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's the kind of stuff that I would look up when I walk to my car in the morning. Or yeah.
me too.
It's kind of nice. It's not that bad. It's a pretty nice car. Honestly, I think that Mercedes are kind of screwing up these new sedans. Let's just take a look. I might have talked about this car before. The W22 S-Class. This is probably the peak of Mercedes engineering.
Yeah, probably.
This S-Class. It's a beautiful car. It mixes together luxury, and it could be driven by a mafia boss or a diplomat. It has that sort of elegance. Like you can see these rear lights. It just all
Yeah.
curves together. And then if you look at the new S-Class, just you can see the rear lights. They look like too square, like something you find on a Honda. You know, they don't have the
That's
same
true.
sort of style that the old S-Class had, and I really think that's a shame. I mean, I gotta say the new S-Class is nice, but it just doesn't compare. It didn't have the same. It didn't give me that same luxury. Well, it did, but
Yeah.
not the same as it did when the W222 released. You can see, yeah, it's just just doesn't really compare, which is rather sad. But from what I've heard, it's a good car. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it to say about the E-Class. Actually, we're going to compare the E-Class to the brand new 5 Series, which is coming very soon, and you'll see a couple of things, and we're going to have a lot to talk about the new 5 Series, so hang on. Anyway, this is just going to be a rather short one. You know the Mustang Mach-E, right?
I know that car, but this looks like Ford wanted to a race car, like the Ferrari Puro sang, or like the Euros, and then they made this. This is a piece of crap.
It's not good.
It looks ugly.
I don't. Alright, so you know when the Mach-E launched, Mustang lovers were mad as heck.
I know.
You know, they were like, "Why did you put the Mustang? The Mustang badge is resonant of race cars and muscle cars from all the way back from the 1970s and 60s. That defines America as the American
like the diesel or diesel, just diesel. All Mustangs are diesel, and that's electric, and that's a shame.
Yeah. It's like it's sort of it just doesn't. It didn't work. They put it on an electric SUV.
Yeah.
And it just they were all very mad. They should have just called it a Ford, right? Not a Mustang.
Ford.
And now Shelby, which are like the Shelby GT500. We all love that. This is really true America muscle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then now Shelby, the company that made this thing, are slapping it on a crappy SUV. I don't understand a thing.
Me neither.
And you know the worst bit is that they're piping a GT500 sound through the cabin with speakers, which... Anyway, you'll be happy to know, Americans, this is only coming to the EU, which isn't good for us, but it's good for you, because you'll never have to see this thing. They didn't really change that much on the C Shelby. They added like a new front lip, some horrible racing stripes, and I swear the Mustang grille doesn't light up on the actual thing. But anyway, only 100 will be built, which is also good, because that means that you won't see many of them. We'll probably never see one.
Yeah, probably.
And you know what kind of cringe thing is that this is built on Carroll Shelby's 100th birthday. It's to commemorate his 100. What would have been his 100th birthday? This electric SUV. What did Ferrari build to commemorate Ferrari Enzo? Well, the Enzo Ferrari, the Ferrari Enzo, arguably the greatest Ferrari of all time. Well, that really depends on your view, but yeah. And then they built this for his 100th. I think he'd be rolling in his grave if he saw this thing. Honestly, Carroll Shelby.
Probably.
So yeah, not a very good look for Shelby, honestly, which is rather a shame. They should have just not touched it. Exclusive to Europe. Well, that's great for us, isn't it? All right. Well, anyway, we've talked about that. Let's move on to the new BMW 5 Series. Get ready to gouge your eyes out because it is this monstrosity.
The grill. Yeah. Why?
The grill. I swear, every episode.
It's a piece of plastic.
Every episode.
You can't call this a grill. You can't call this a grill. It's a piece of plastic.
Last week we had the M7. Last week we had the M7. The week before that we had...
Month.
I don't remember. The M2. Month. We had some horrible BMW. Every single month we talked about a new BMW, and every time we hate it. And guess why? Because they're screwing up the designs, one after the other. This time they merged it. Look. Let's look at this. 2 Series Grand Coupe. I think that's what it's called. Can you see a difference between the 2 Series Grand Coupe seen in this picture and the i5 seen in this picture? No, you can't, because it's the exact same thing, and they just managed to screw it up so badly that it looks like a 2 Series. The back looks like a Honda.
It does.
It does look like a Honda. The door handles
do not
work at all.
The tail lights.
They're horrible. It's a horrible car, and you can tell that the black, you can see this black bit. I feel like they tried to make the car a little bit like
more aggressive.
More aggressive, a bit slimmer as well. It's like to hide it, and it just didn't work. And you know what the price is? It's 55,000 euros. That's more expensive than the E-Class, which now is. I know we were talking about the design not being what we expected, but it's beautiful by comparison to this horrible 5 Series.
One advice: if you want to buy a BMW, don't wait. Just buy one now before it's too late.
Exactly. Let's think. What are the good BMWs out there currently? The 1 Series is horrible. The 2 Series is horrible. The 3 Series is okay. Not the M3, the normal, the M340i. The M340i is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice car. They didn't screw the design up. The 4 Series, have they even got it?
Yeah, they have.
No, yeah, they do. They have the horrible kidney grille. The 5 Series is now this. The 6 Series doesn't exist anymore. Rest in peace, 6 Series. The 7 Series is horrible.
Okay. It's okay. Like, if you want a luxury car, it's okay.
Yeah, if you won't look at the outside. And the 8 Series is very nice. We like the 8 Series. So currently we have the 3 Series, including the M3 Touring, because we like the M3 Touring, and the 8 Series. And that's it. That's 2 cars BMW currently make, which we like. And we're not going to talk about the X cars, because those are irrelevant. Yeah, so just buy a BMW now. Like, it's before they screw up their entire thing, and then they go and build the iVision D's nuts, because they built this horrendous BMW, which is, they really didn't think their name through. Yeah, just buy one. Look, they're even advertising. This is so funny, isn't it? I just noticed that the new BMW 5 Series just got released, and now they're selling old 5 Series on the side. Just like rooting you towards that direction. They know people won't like this. Anyway, have we got any stats on this BMW?
Yep. It has 240 horsepower, and it goes 0 to 100 in 6 seconds. And that's slow.
240? It's very slow.
Bro, our 10-year-old Q5 has more horsepower than this.
It does. It literally does as well. Oh man, it's so bad. I gotta be honest, they screwed everything up apart from the grille. The grille is like, it's a regular size, right? And then everything else, the bonnet, the back, the handles, all looks wrong.
Yep.
And also they released not an M5, an M50, or whatever, because it's electric, sort of. So it's 103.8 seconds. Fast, but I wouldn't be caught dead on this thing in the Autobahn. Let's just say. Yeah. Also, notice this weird new naming scheme. They're giving the electric M cars a 0 at the end. So last week we saw the M70, which isn't an M7, it's just an last month. Why do I keep saying last week? M70. And yeah, so clearly new EV cars just have a 0 added to the end. Yeah, well, any other thoughts on it?
Horrible. And yeah.
I just noticed this. Look at that, the gauge cluster. Gauge, whatever, cluster. Why did they make it? It's such a horrible shape.
I
don't know.
But I think the BMW iX also has the same one.
I think yeah. I look the M8 one is much nicer. And the steering wheel is
the same.
Yeah, the steering wheel isn't too bad. I'll give them that. Okay. And the crystal is rather nice. I like the crystal elements, but apart from that, it's really just ridiculous. Any final thoughts before we move on?
I already said it. It's ugly. But yeah, everyone has their own opinion. In my opinion, it's ugly. But if you like it, you like it. I can't complain. So yeah,
exactly. There inevitably will be people who like it, because the number of M4 competitions I've seen on the roads currently is too high. It's too high for my liking. Anyway. It's funny that we actually were just talking about a crappy BMW, because this one is rather nice in comparison. And of course, being BMW, they made it a one-off. The one nice BMW of recent days. Do you know what the car this reminds me of? You probably do.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Z3M. You know, the clown shoe. If you don't know what the Z3M shooting brake clown shoe. So when this car was released, everybody hated it, but now as time has gone by, it's actually gone really well. It's aged very well, and it's actually very expensive these days. Let's look at some prices. Car and Classic. How much? Yeah, 20 grand for a 2001 BMW Z3. This one isn't even and it's probably 45,000 kilometers. So that's pretty expensive for an old BMW. And this one is a one-off. What are your thoughts on this?
The front looks like the Z4, and the back looks like the M3 Touring combined with the rear of the Z4, but like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Pulled together.
You've got this weird rear window here. You can see it. It's slanted. I think it's unique to this car. Yeah. Interior actually. What is it? This interior is old. This
It's
is an
like the
interior from
M4.
BMWs of. Yeah, it's like from the 2017.
216, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The only
So I
nice
guess,
thing about this car is the interior.
yeah, the interior is nice. I remember I love these old interiors. We've been in a lot of different cars in the past, me and you, so that reminds us. Gotta say, the car looks pretty. The rear doesn't work very well. I'll give them. It's a bit. The BMW badge is sort of, the lights are in the wrong. Yeah, the rear is okay, but it's not a bad car. I'll give them that. Anyway, in terms of engines, it'll have the BMW's B58, which is basically just a turbocharged inline six, same as the Z4 M40i, so 335 horsepower, 0 to 100 and what, 4.6, 4.5 seconds,
4.5
something
around
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, newer and nicer cabin with that leather finish, and as we mentioned, it's actually an older style cabin, so dating 2017-18. Yeah, also this big emphasis on luxury. It was released at like a villa in France. Sadly, this will never go into production, but hey, good that BMW show there that they can actually build something for once.
Yeah.
All right, well, next up we have some clickbaity Auto Trader title. So, yeah, Porsche K1. Thoughts on it? I mean, this isn't even the photo, but...
Yeah, but, okay. Look, like the front reminds me of the Taycan.
Yeah.
A bit.
It's basically it's a long car.
Without the
This
line.
is, oh, by the way, this is...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, by the way, just all viewers, just making this very clear. This is not an actual picture. This is a render by some guy on the internet. Autocar very bad at clickbaiting. New Porsche K1. Yes, that happened is the Porsche CEO confirmed that in 2027 there'll be a really big 7-seater luxury electric crossover. So that's basically it. But then they had these pictures that have nothing to do with it. So. Anything else mentioned? This is pretty uninteresting. All right, well, let's move on to the Bentley Continental GT 20-year anniversary. Anything? What are your thoughts on this?
Looks nice. Looks the same as all Continentals, newer ones.
Yeah.
But it's nice.
Got that red trim here, you can see.
Oh, that's nice.
Rather nice finish as well, the color.
The interior is very, very beautiful.
Oh yeah, did you know that the clocks, I think if you press a button, the screen flips and you can actually select the proper screen, and then yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty nice feature.
It's like classy and sporty together.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the steering wheel is really aggressive and sporty, and the dash and everything is classic.
Exactly. It's very nice. And they're definitely, you know how some like Bugatti don't put a screen in their cars because they want the cars to age well. Bentley are doing the same thing, sort of. They're keeping the screen feature there, but they're also letting it go away so they can actually have a very nice thing there. Anyway, you can see like this is the old Continental. I don't like it. I think it was horrendous, and as a matter of fact, it just doesn't work at all. But the new facelift models look very nice. The interior, it's basically a Rolls-Royce, a budget Rolls-Royce Bentley at this point. And
that's true.
And the cars are very nice. I like them a lot now. Much more than I did 3-4 years ago. All right, well, we're now on the very last part of this month's episode. So, yeah, why don't you talk us through the brand new Aston Martin DB12?
Yeah, sure. As you already can see, it's quite different. It looks more like really a face, like you can see the mouth and the eyes and everything, but I don't really like it. I prefer the older not Countach, the Vantage. But yeah, it has
you can see this is the old Vantage. I'm sorry, the DB11. You can see how they really widen that grille to make. I think it's more for like intake than cosmetics. But
probably
it's not that. And the Vantage, I'd say the Vantage is currently the best Aston on scale. It's a really beautiful, timeless design.
But the price, it's $200,000. It's expensive, and I wouldn't buy this car. It's, in my opinion, too ugly for that price. It has 671 horsepower and It has 671 horsepower and a V8, and goes from 0 to 100 in 3.5 seconds.
Yeah.
And top speed is 325 kilometers an hour. So
pretty good, honestly.
pretty good, yeah.
And actually, I think it has like 170 horsepower more than the last DB11, something like that, because it's a big horsepower increase, as a matter of fact. So it's not bad, honestly. And while I do agree with you that the front grille doesn't look right, the rest of the car is pretty nice in terms
That's
of
true.
aerodynamics.
Oh yeah,
nice
and
headlights there.
for the Americans out there, it's 201 miles per hour. So yeah,
Exactly.
I quickly googled that.
Pretty much, that's all it is. You'll notice that it's only a V8 because they used to offer the the DB11 with a V12, but they're sort of phasing out the V12s, which is rather sad. So that means that this will not have a V12. It will only come in a V8. They have no plans for a V12, which is rather a disappointment, but I mean, it was sort of expected.
It's okay.
They're trying to compete with Bentley and Ferrari here, have that sort of luxury and opulence, but also the power. So, yeah, I don't know. This car will probably... Astons are very popular in the UK, so you'll probably see quite a few of them on the roads. Maybe not so much in Germany, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. But Aston's a viable option. People will choose one over a Ferrari, like the old people, don't want like a luxury supercar, but don't want the power of a Ferrari. Yeah,
but
so,
I guess if Ferrari
nice
and this car isn't that much of a difference, it has over 600 horsepower.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think a Ferrari only has 500 or also around 600.
Depends on which one. Like, I think the F8 Tributo has a bit more than that.
I think 740 or around that.
710 horsepower.
Yeah,
710.
But
yeah. So it's a bit more. It's rather similar, honestly.
So
anyway, so you can see they've also got some wide arches, a bit more changes in bodywork that aren't really that noticeable as a difference.
So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, check out our Discord server, link down below. We always post the newest news about cars, and also you get pre-access to our videos. And
yeah, so we will be uploading a lot more in the coming months.
We will.
Yeah, in the summer. So, but all the nice cars come out in the summer. We're going to try and hop in the Bugatti dealership, but I doubt that's possible. Anyway, check out all our newest videos. We've got some really cool stuff going on. And if you watch to the end, you're a legend. Thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace, boys.